Welcome to the None But Curious podcast. We're all about finding inspiration in life's uncertainties. Whether you're still figuring things out, questioning your beliefs, or just curious about the world, come hang out with us as we celebrate the beauty of not having all the answers. Hey, today we're gazing into something simple and yet infinitely deep, the mirror. A plain object found in bathrooms and bedrooms, shop windows and car doors. But for centuries, mirrors have held a grip on the human imagination, reflecting not just our faces, but our fears, our truths, our gods, and our dreams. Today, we'll explore how mirrors show up across art, literature, music, nature, and spirituality, and what they reveal about us in the process. Let's begin in the gallery. Mirrors have long been a favorite tool in symbol and visual art, both for their technical challenges and their symbolic richness. Take Vestige by Rob Mulholland, a 2009 installation hidden in the Scottish woods. Mulholland crafted human-shaped sculptures out of mirrored acrylic. These ghostly figures reflect the trees, sky, and landscape around them, blending into their environment and almost disappearing. It's eerie. It's beautiful. It forces the question, what happens when we become part of the reflection instead of the subject? Another haunting example, Not to be Reproduced by Magritte. In this surreal painting, a man stands before a mirror, but his reflection shows the back of his head, just as we see him. The book on the mantelpiece is reflected properly, but he is not. It's unsettling, a disruption of the laws of physics and perception. And like much of Magritte's work, it quietly whispers at the fragility of what we think we know. And then there's Jonty Hurwitz, whose anamorphic sculptures and optical illusions only make sense when viewed in a mirrored cylinder. What looks like a pile of twisted metal becomes a perfect human form when reflected. In Hurwitz's work, the mirror becomes more than a reflective surface. It becomes a translator of chaos into clarity. Now, crack open a book. Mirrors in literature are rarely just decor. They're portals, warnings, truth-tellers, symbols of introspection and illusion. Probably the most iconic literary mirror is from Through the Looking Glass, Lewis Carroll's 1871 sequel to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Alice steps through the mirror in her parlor into a world where time flows backward, logic is inverted, and chess pieces come to life. The mirror is a boundary between reality and the subconscious, childhood and adulthood, sense and nonsense. It dares the reader to imagine, what if everything you know is just a reflection of something stranger? On a darker note, Sylvia Plath's poem Mirror offers a chilling personal take. The mirror speaks in the first person, cold, impartial, unflinching. I am silver and exact. I have no preconceptions. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately. The mirror becomes a symbol of harsh self-awareness, of time, aging, and the loss of identity. It doesn't lie, and that's the terror. And, of course, fairy tales have long treated mirrors as magical and dangerous. In Snow White, the evil queen consults a mirror that tells the truth, but only when asked the right questions. It feeds her obsession with beauty and control. The mirror doesn't lie, but it doesn't comfort either. Now let's tune into something different, the role of mirrors in music. One of the most iconic examples is Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. Released in 1988, it's a plea for personal responsibility. Jackson sings, "If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change." Here, the mirror isn't magical, it's moral. It forces the listener to confront themselves, honestly, painfully, with the power to choose transformation. Then there's Lil Wayne's Mirror, a deeply introspective track where the mirror reflects emotional scars, duality, and self-doubt. The lyrics turn inward. The mirror becomes a confessional. Arcade Fire's Black Mirror takes a more cynical route. The mirror here isn't a source of clarity, but of paranoia. It reflects back a distorted society, fractured identities, and technological alienation. The Black Mirror, your phone screen, computer monitor, is a modern twist on the age-old idea of reflection. And in Justin Timberlake's Mirrors, the symbol turns romantic. The mirror becomes a metaphor for love, a partner who reflects who you truly are and helps you see yourself more clearly. Nature, of course, has its own mirrors, no glass required. Still lakes are perhaps the most poetic. Think of Lake Matheson in New Zealand. Its glassy surface reflects a Rocky Mount Cook in perfect symmetry. Standing there, you feel a sense of balance, quiet, and awe. It's as if the world doubles itself, just to whisper that beauty is always more than it seems. Animals, too, make use of mirrors, although not always consciously. Cephalopods like squid and cuttlefish have specialized cells called iridophores that reflect light, allowing them to mirror their environments almost perfectly. These biological mirrors help them hide from predators or dazzle their prey, shifting color and reflection in real time. It's like nature's version of active camouflage, stunning, sophisticated, and strangely artistic. Their shimmering surfaces don't just hide them, they transform them, turning their bodies into moving mirrors of the sea. These natural reflectors blur the line between self and surroundings, reminding us that reflection isn't always about seeing clearly. Sometimes it's about adapting, surviving, vanishing. The jewel beetle, too, with its iridescent shell, reflects light in complex ways that camouflage it in foliage. These natural occurrences show us that mirrors in the wild aren't just visual tricks, they're tools of transformation. And now we cross into the sacred. Mirrors have held spiritual significance across cultures for millennia. In Buddhism, the mirror symbolizes a mind, capable of reflecting truth clearly when cleansed of distortion. The mirror of Dharma helps practitioners see reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. Meditation, in this sense, is like polishing the mirror. In Hinduism, the goddess Lakshmi is often depicted with the mirror, a symbol of self-awareness, prosperity, and divine reflection. Ritual mirrors are used during the festivals to help devotees contemplate their inner divinity. In Japanese Shinto, the Yara no Kagami, or eight-span mirror, is one of the imperial regalia's sacred treasures. It represents wisdom and honesty, and was believed to be the mirror that lured the sun goddess Amaterasu out of her cave, returning light to the world. Even in Christianity, mirrors carry weight. In 1 Corinthians, Paul writes, "For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror, then we shall see face to face." Here, the mirror is a symbol of incomplete understanding, a partial truth awaiting full divine revelation. Sufi mysticism also embraces the mirror metaphor. The poet Rumi often compares the heart to a mirror. When polished of ego and attachment, it reflects the divine perfectly. Now, mirrors aren't just sacred or poetic, they're literally everywhere. In Chinese culture, mirrors are used to ward off evil spirits. Feng Shui harnesses their power to redirect energy, light, and even luck. In Western folklore, mirrors are often ominous. Breaking one? 7 years of bad luck. Say Bloody Mary 3 times in front of a mirror, and you might just summon something you wish you hadn't. You know you did that when you were a kid, right? The idea that mirrors hold part of your soul or that they're portals to something otherworldly runs deep. In Islamic tradition, mirrors symbolize the divine reflection in creation. Everything beautiful is a glimmer of God, and the more we polish our inner mirror, the more clearly we perceive the truth. And today, mirrors have taken on new meanings. We live in a mirrored world. Selfies, screen reflections, virtual try-ons. Smart mirrors now analyze your skin, suggest clothes, and connect to your calendar. The mirror has gone digital, part oracle, part interface, part identity crisis. But mirrors are also used therapeutically, like in mirror therapy for phantom limb pain, helping the brain rewire itself by seeing what it can no longer feel. So what do all these mirrors mean? They show us how something so simple, a reflection, can carry endless depth. They confront us with who we are, who we could be, or even who we fear to become. Mirrors are not just glass, they're symbols of perception, truth, illusion, beauty, power, divinity, and change. They ask us to look, but not just look, to see. Whether in a painting, a poem, a lake, or a prayer, the mirror's silent invitation is always the same. Come closer. Look again. And what will you find in your reflection? As always, thanks for tuning in to None But Curious. If this episode gave you something to reflect on, send it to a friend who'd appreciate the metaphor. And if you've got a minute, a quick review helps more curious minds find us. And until next time, stay ordinary.